And here is the Writer's Almanac for Saturday, the 7th of November, 2020. It's the birthday of a physicist and chemist who once said, "Be less curious about people and more curious about ideas." Marie Curie, born in Warsaw, 1867, who was responsible for developing the theory of radioactivity. Her work with radiation is responsible for enormous advances in X-rays and the treatment of cancer. She was an intelligent, curious girl, largely self-taught because she couldn't go to university because she was a woman. She studied clandestinely at what was called a floating university, a secret set of informal underground classes held in Warsaw. Marie Curie, who died of the effects of radiation exposure, she'd been used to carrying test tubes filled with radioactive material in the pockets of her lab coat. It's the birthday of the critic Stephen Greenblatt, born Boston, 1943, founded a school of criticism called New Historicism, which is the idea that the only way to really understand a work of art is to examine everything that was going on in the world of the artist at the time the work of art was created. He had written works of academic scholarship when he saw the movie Shakespeare in Love, and that inspired him to write a book about Shakespeare for the general reader, putting together everything that we know about Shakespeare's life and the world he lived in and making guesses about why he wrote what he wrote. Greenblatt said, "I wanted to throw the windows open and see what was outside the room that he was working in and what he descended to when he descended onto the street." The result was his book, Will in the World, which was a big bestseller back in 2004. It's the birthday of the French author Albert Camus, born in Algeria, 1913, author of The Stranger, The Plague, The Myth of Sisyphus. And it's the birthday of the songwriter Joni Mitchell, born in Fort Macleod, Alberta, 1943, set out to become an artist, studied art for a year, then moved to Toronto to become a singer. Here's a poem for today by Connie Wannock, For a Change. Earth had become a job that required constant customer support. Humans didn't seem to understand the basics of their service. Mrs. God suggested a standard message when people first connected. The kingdom of God is within you. Honestly, I think it gives them a sense of agency, she said. But God thought the problem stemmed from a confusing owner's manual. Some of these translations are inscrutable, he said, paging through the dense instructions. What about a series of drawings where steps would be illustrated with a puzzled little angel, sort of like IKEA? And, of course, an extensive, frequently asked questions on the website. It's worth a try, said Mrs. God. The most important thing is that people know they're getting accurate information. For a change, said God. A poem by Connie Wannock entitled For a Change, used by permission of the poet, here on The Writer's Almanac, funded by donations from listeners like you, now available on PRX for distribution by your local radio station. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.
Just in time for the holidays, a brand new remastered 3-CD set of 21 of Garrison's best monologues from 1981 is on sale now at garrisonkeeler.com.